What's going on, YouTube? Whoa, that was really not focused, but we're focused. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new vlog. It's not really a vlog. As you can see, I'm sitting in my living room. I'm not going to go anywhere. It's about 1:58 a.m. So I just got off of work not too long ago. But I decided to do this now. I don't even know I only have 2 subscribers on my channel. One video up that is trash, but I decided to do this now to get a head start. I want to do a story time with y'all. I want to tell you all about a story that was very, very wrong to do, especially to me. It wasn't good. Nah, it was bad. It all started about 2 years ago. It was a December night, and my brother had asked me a few weeks previous. He said, "Hey bro, I got tickets to go to this little Pump concert. I got you one. Do you want to go if you can give us a ride?" And I was thinking, I said, "Yeah bro," like no hesitation, because at that time in 2017, Little Pump was just going up. So who doesn't want to go see him? I went, we all went. It kept going through my mind, like, am I going to get pulled over? Because I had 4 kids in my car, so the car was packed. It was 5 people in an Audi A4. So yeah, and it kept coming through my mind all night, like, man, these kids do have a little weed on them. What if I get pulled over? You know, I don't want to be responsible for all this. But I know I didn't really think about the negative. I just thought more about the positive of getting to the concert and having a good time. So we were going up there. We headed up there, and it's about 50 minutes from where I live. So we got there about 2 hours, an hour and a half before the door has opened up, and I was standing there. We were all standing there having a good time. We're like, it's gonna be a good night, you know. After the concert, head back to the house. So we went in there. We saw the concert. Everything was cool, you know. Little Pump came out. He performed for maybe 35, 40 minutes. I can't remember because this is 2 years ago. But anyway, after the concert, I had smoked like an idiot, and I thought I was cool, you know, and doing that isn't cool. So we had left the concert, and we were almost back at home. We were just getting ready to get off the highway to, you know, I was going to take my brother and his friends home. And as soon as I was going to get over into the, like, I was going to pass to get into the lane, a cop pulls me over. Yes, the cops. Now, before you say anything, you're gonna ask me, was I speeding? Was I swerving? Yes, the cop said I was, and I'm pretty sure I was swerving, going a little over the speed limit. Yes, so that is my fault for that. If I wasn't doing that, I probably wouldn't have got pulled over. But she was in an unmarked car, so that, again, that's hard to see, especially at night on the highway. You can't really tell unless you're really looking for cops, and I'm not really looking for cops because I don't need to. I don't worry about them. So she pulls me over, and we're all sitting there cool. My one friend in the back was sleeping. I'm getting pulled over. Wake up. And he said, "For real?" And I said, "Yeah." So the cop came up to my window, asked me where we were coming from tonight. I told her what I just told you guys. We were coming from a concert. And I gave her my license, my registration, and my insurance. She said, "Take a seat, stay right here, I'll be right back." So I thought I was just going to get a ticket for speeding, swerving, you know, not using my turn signal, something like that. So anyways, she comes back to the car about 10 or 15 minutes later. Now, 10 or 15 minutes goes by, you think like, oh, I'm just going to get a ticket, you know, maybe a verbal warning, a written warning. No, that wasn't the case. She comes back over to the car and asks me to step out. So, you know, I think maybe she's just going to ask me, you know, if there's any drugs in the car. Just a basic state trooper procedure. So I didn't get mad. I didn't fight. I didn't, you know, get upset. I just tried to stay cool, you know, because I knew I did smoke, but I really wasn't going to incriminate myself by doing that. So she got me out the car, has me standing there. Now, mind you, it's December. It's like 32 degrees. Yeah, it's cold. It is very cold on the side of the highway. And she asked me, and she said, "Is there any drugs in the car?" And I said, "Not that I'm aware of, you know, we're clean." And she said, "I can tell that your eyes are red. Have you been smoking?" I don't lie. I was never taught to lie. Yes, I was smoking. And she's like, why'd you say that? Why'd you say that? Why fight with it when I'm not gonna really get nowhere? You know what I mean? So I told her the truth that I was smoking, and she did the field sobriety test on me, and I thought I did pretty good with them. I thought I did really good. But to her, no. Every step I took when he was doing this, fail, fail, fail. So that automatically got me arrested. So before she did that, she had asked all my friends and my brother to step out of the car, asked them their name, age, searched them, found nothing. Okay, nothing, not even a lighter. Right? So then she came over to me. She did the field sobriety test. Like I just said, I failed in her remarks, in her regards. So she arrested me for driving under the influence. Now, when she said that, I was like, oh man. I said, well, at least, just one charge, not like something crazy. No, I didn't stop there. So after she booked me and handcuffed me there and arrested me, put me in the back of her car. Now, mind you, my brother and my 4 friends are still standing on the side of the road. She loses my key to my Audi. Yes, she loses the key to my Audi. Now, when I was going to go be nice to her, I was going to continue to be nice, very respectful to her, she lost the key to my car. So I happened to say, you need to find that key because there's no other key I have. That's the only key I got for my car. She told me, go buy a new one. Now, did this cop know that this is an Audi and this isn't a normal old car? A key for an Audi is like $400 or $500, okay? So, while this is going on, all of my boys are on the side of the road and they're like, what's gonna happen to us? Like, I thought she was gonna take them to the juvie because I was 18, they were 17 and 16. Now let me get to this. Like I said, I thought I only got charged for a DUI. No, I got charged for 10 things. I was a felon times 4. Times 4. Now you're wondering, what else could he get charged for besides the DUI? Well, I'll tell you. I got charged with DUI. I got charged with child endangerment times 4. So now that's 5 separate charges, okay? I had reckless driving. I had speeding, excessive speed twice for some reason. And I believe I had an unsafe signaling charge. I'm pretty sure that's what it was, unsafe signaling or no turn signal. That's a total of 9 charges on one account. Now, mind you, my record from then is clean. Cleaner than a whistle. Clean. So I thought she would have left me off with a warning or maybe just got me with the DUI, so forth. But no, that didn't happen with her. She wanted to get me. She wanted to book me. She wanted me to feel like shit. Pardon my language. She didn't want nothing to be good for me. She wanted it to be a living hell. So all this goes down. They're on the side of the road. 2 other cops come and they were more understandable about the situation than the woman cop. They got my brother and my friends into the back of their car, and I'm pretty sure they were going to take them home. But then my brother's mom ended up meeting them, I think, up the road about a mile. While I was now at this point, I'm in the back of the car and I'm going to the hospital to get a blood test. Because she claimed I was drinking and I was on all sorts of drugs, okay? So while I'm doing that, I had no idea what was going on with them. She didn't even tell me like, oh, they're going to be fine. The mom's coming to pick them up. So I'm worried that these guys are going to go down to juvie because of my stupid actions. So we get to the hospital. She gives me a blood test. I obviously had nothing in me but THC. So I was still afraid, what's going to happen to me now? Am I going to be able to go home tonight or am I going to jail? She takes me in the back of the car and I said, what happens next? I just said, what happens next? She goes, well, we're going to take you back to my station. We're going to get you a mug shot and fingerprint you, and then you have till about 2 a.m., she said, to call. This is her exact words. You have till 2 a.m. to get a hold of someone. Unless that doesn't happen, I'm going to have to take you up to the jail till the morning. You'll see a judge, and you'll go from there. So I'm like, what? I really need to call somebody. So we got back there. I did my mugshot. I did my fingerprints. I sat down. I was handcuffed to a bench. It was just very scary. It was a very quick, scary process for me because I was never arrested, nothing. And like, I wasn't just stopped by the cop, I was fully arrested. So your first time doing that, people out there probably been through it. They know that it's scary. Not scared like you're gonna cry. Just scared like what's gonna happen next. Is this gonna happen or is that gonna happen? But it got worse. Yes, it got worse. Alright, so weeks go by, and I mean probably about 3 or 4 weeks. This was right before Christmas. So the Christmas day came, Christmas holiday came, everything was cooling, I should say. I was gonna say chilling because it really wasn't chilling, it was cooling. And then I got a letter from the district court of all the charges that I had named to you earlier, and my mom was very shocked. She was scared for my life. Like, she said, Dill, this is bad. You are a felon times 4 at the age of 18. And I never did nothing. I was raised up right. I was taught my manners. I was taught what to do, what not to do, not disrespect people. So I was a good kid growing up. You know, all of us kids have our ups and our downs, but I was a pretty decent kid, you know. I was never involved with no arrests previous, nothing. I was clean, 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 clean. So my mom was very scared for that. And she said, you need to do something. You need to call and get a public defender and all this stuff. So I did that. I went to my first court hearing. It was about a month after, a little over a month after. I believe it was January 16th, 2018 to be exact. And I went in there, and all it pretty much was me signing some papers saying I'm going to do my probation, I'm going to do my community service, I'm going to pay my fine, I'm going to go into the ARD program and do these classes. So I was like, at that time, my woman, yes, my woman, I do have a girl, and my mom were thinking, oh, okay, this is good, and I was like, all right, whatever. So I did it. I talked to the judge. She said, you have 100 hours community service and all this extra stuff just for this. Now, this isn't the worst part. It gets a lot worse. So now that was done and over with. Now, I do have a second story time I'm going to include, but I'm going to give you guys a brief little description of the lead up to that because it interferes with this story time as well. I was sentenced to the community service beginning of February, and I was working, you know, so I was just trying to find the right times and the right place to go. I was going to do it 100%. I contacted 3 people in the area, and I was going to do it. But mid-March to end of March 2018, my mom got diagnosed with lung cancer. And it was a very sad time. She kept falling and falling and falling. Day after day it got worse. And the doctor said at that time she had about 6 months to live. So I really wasn't focused on that community service. It wasn't important to me anymore. My mom was what was important to me at that time. So I would work evenings, probably about 3 in the afternoon to 10 at night. And I'd come home and I would be up to take care of her. On my days off, same thing. She couldn't do anything after the first, well, within the first, from the beginning to about the 4th to 5th month in, she really fell apart. She went down. So I had to be there. My uncle, Stan, had to be there all the time for her. So that's really what took that chunk out. So it ended up happening that I got past it. I got past that because it said that my probation or my community service was supposed to be due at the end of August. And the end of August came and I didn't get nothing. There was no letter from the courts. There was nothing. So I was like, whew, they forgot about me. I'm good. I don't have to worry about it. So this went on for about 4 months. Nothing. I received no papers or nothing. Um, right after Christmas of 2018, I think it was 2 or 3 days before the new year, I got a letter from the Lancaster County District Court offices that I had to face court on January 16th, and my public defender said, give me a call if you have any questions. So what was going through my mind at that time was, oh, this is just a joke. I'm going to go in there, they're going to do the same thing to me, maybe give me a little bit more of a fine or more probation. It is what it is. So I didn't even contact. I tried calling her once, and that was it. So that day comes for my court, and I walk up to my public defender. She was late. She was there 2 minutes before court started. You're supposed to be there about a good 15-20 minutes, maybe even a half hour, to talk with your client, what's happening, what's the process is going to be, are you going to jail, are you not. It's a lot of stuff for people who haven't been through it. First thing she says to me, she didn't even say hi, hello, how are we doing. She goes, are you prepared to go to LCP today, which is Lancaster County Prison. Me and my girlfriend looked at each other like, what? Like, are you crazy? I said, how long? She goes, for the one charge, 6 months to a year. What? You're gonna come out with me with that now? Oh man, let me not get started, cause it gets worse. It gets a lot worse. So I said, no, I can't do that right now, because I had worked the same day. I had no plans to let my job know I'm quitting, I'm going to prison for a year. So I said, we need to reschedule this. So she said, we'll see what the judge says, we'll see if he can reschedule it. So court starts. I believe, the first or second one up. I'm gonna say I was the second. And that judge was ready to sentence me to a year in county. He was ready. And we had asked him for it to be rescheduled, because if this was going to go down the way it was, I need to verify my work. I need to get some things situated. I need to let people know what's going on. So this can't just happen like that and be done. No, it don't work like that. So thank God, he granted that it's going to get rescheduled. Sorry for that. And it's going to get rescheduled. He gave me a little over a month, okay, to come back. So I was very nervous. I was scared, because I said, I'm not going to go to jail for a year for something that I really didn't do, and it wasn't that big of a situation. So I had to go find an attorney. And attorneys aren't cheap, especially for this case. It ain't going to be $200-300. So I had called my dad, and I said, Dad, I need to get it. I know he has an attorney. I said, I know you have an attorney. Can you please help me? So he contacted his attorney. His attorney recommended him to a gentleman named Stephen Bright. So I went to him. He read over my whole case. He did everything he could. It cost about $1,500. My grandfather helped pay for that, because he didn't want to see me go to jail. No one wanted to see me go to jail for this. So it was about a whole month process of me and him talking about, I think he called me like every week, maybe twice a week, and I went down once a week to see him in person. So it got to a point where he was reviewing my case, and he said, your maximum sentence for this is going to be 20 years in state prison. Now that's just a consideration. That's just it all to get together. It really wasn't going to happen, but he said, if this judge wants to do that, this judge can do that. So I ended up paying him the $1,500, and he got me off the hook. Not completely, but he got me off the hook from serving a year in jail and 20 years in jail. So we go back for our next court date, and I go in front of the judge. And I'm already aware of what I'm about to say. I was already aware of this. I was going to have to do some jail time. And it really got me thinking, like, wow, like I'm really going to go to jail for this. So I saw the judge. The judge said what he had to say. He sentenced me to 6 months probation, 72 hours in Lancaster County Prison. and a $2,200 fine, including court costs. So I was very relieved about the jail thing. Even though I still had to go 3 days, okay, that's a weekend. That's going to be a weekend. So that happened, done and over with. Everything was done. Shook my hand. He told me, Thursday night when you get to the jail, make sure you have the paper and all this stuff. So the week went by and Thursday night came. Time for me to go to jail. Yes, me going into jail. It was a very different experience. I'm not going to include it in this one. I'm going to do a whole different story time on my jail life for 3 days. But let's just say that I'm glad it's done and over with, and it was a very screwed up situation from the start to the end, and I'm still till this day dealing with fines like crazy. The fines keep piling up because maybe I'm not paying them on time. I don't know. But I ain't a bad kid. I know I'm not. I know who I am. If this cop sees this, I wanted to let you know that you really did screw me over and that was not right. I'm a good kid. But it's done and over with now. I moved on. It's not on my shoulders anymore. And yeah, that was my experience first time getting a DUI and last time. Not going to happen again because I'm not going back to jail. No, I'm not jail material. I look too good for jail. But yeah, it was crazy. But I'm glad it's over with. I really wanted to sit down and share this with you guys. I have a couple more story times that I'm going to do. I hope you like them. Comment, subscribe. You know what to do. We're going to go up. Like that, hit that like button and hit that bell. I'm sorry that my words are over the place. I'm just getting used to YouTube. It's going to be something crazy, but I hope you guys stay tuned. I hope you guys love what I do and love what I'm going to do. And we're going to catch you in the next video. And thank you so much. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Turn it up.